To be a good poker player, you have to have a good sense of humor. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to be a bit of a shark. And you can't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Our three guests here tonight exemplify those three things. But will it be enough for them to win the Open? Hello and a warm welcome to the Open. I'm Kara Scott. The Open is bringing you the action tonight live from our tournament. It runs every day at 9 p.m. and hundreds of players from all over the country are about to begin their quest to be tonight's winner and pick up that top prize. But we're also here to help you with advice and tips, and tonight I'm joined by Norman Pace, who's going to be casting his expert eye over the action.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here, Norman.
It's good to be had by you,
Serious
Kara.
poker.
Oh yes, serious. No messing around tonight. Tonight
No.
is just pure serious poker, everybody. And if any of you are sitting at home giggling at that assertion,
Well done on both of those wins. Now, as usual, we've got three very special guests here in the studio with us tonight. Let's go and meet them. I'm going to introduce them to you now. We have an extreme makeover dentist. Doesn't that sound interesting? I'm quite fascinated. Dr. Hap Gill. We have a comedian as well. I'm going to get your name right because people don't usually in this country, and you're from my country,
Yes,
Canada.
yes.
Tanya Lee Davis.
Yes,
and we have, of course, our poker player, with a very sort of poker face, I think, as well. And that's going to be incredible. Sonny Osman, you're here to be the shark tonight, to take out all the fish that are in this pool.
Well, I don't know about that. I already lost 30% of my chips.
oh, you see.
He's going
But
down.
I always go down, then I'll start going up.
Look, what
Okay.
you do in your spare time, you carry on. Stop it.
You stop
Don't refer
it.
back to it. You make it worse.
Right. Well, let's talk to our doctor first. Now, welcome, first of all. It's good to have you here in the studio. I think I said to you before we went on air that I actually have, I would say a fear, but more of a terror of dentists, and you're an extreme makeover dentist. So tell us what that entails.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. It's, of course, it involves completely transforming people's smiles and, of course, transforming their lives as well as we do it. We were talking earlier on about your fear of going to the dentist, but no, it's they're not too horrible these days, you know.
Yeah, and I guess the outcome as well is such a different thing. When people come in to see you originally, it's usually for massive, massive procedures. So when they're walking out of the door, the difference, as you say, in their life must be incredible.
It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful to do this. I mean, I get people email me their wedding photos, and you know, it's just absolutely fantastic. And it's just wonderful to be a part of changing their lives in that way.
Yeah, but you know when you go around in your everyday life, though, don't you just go around looking at people's teeth all the time? Are you obsessed by teeth like we are by poker?
I don't think so. I mean, I've just spent a week with my cousin in the US, and he's a proctologist. And
Oh dear!
you know, you can ask him the same question. I don't think you know he
Is he obsessed by bottoms?
not really. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Case in
I
point.
don't know. I find I spend most of my life looking at bottoms one way or the other.
You're not even a proctologist.
No, all right. No botty jokes, I'm told by the producer.
Yeah.
Please move on. Thank you.
You've been told. Right now, anyone at your table who is maybe a little bit afraid of dentists is going to have to take you on. Now, can you give us your best poker face? Show them exactly who they're messing with. Right down that camera for me.
Oh my God, escaped from a loony bin.
Oh, I love that. And a great smile, as you would expect. Right, now moving on to our... See how our guests are getting on. I'm going to start down at the end with the good doctor, Dr. Hap Gill. So give us an idea how you're doing here.
Well, I've got a chipped nalin on my table, and me and him have really been going at it. I hope that came out right.
You've got a nemesis.
Yeah, I've got a nemesis, and he has been totally whipping me. He's probably taken most of my chips already.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not doing too badly at the moment. I'm down to about 700. My goal was to last half an hour.
Well, you've done that.
So and also to beat Sonny, the pro. So
You've done that already.
I've done that already. So I can go home now. So, no.
Oh.
So the other guys on my table, I've got Al 1164 and the Hustler.
Oh.
What a great name.
That's not a bad username.
And Pots07 and Nanaman. Another fantastic name. And I think I've probably got the lowest number of chips at the moment. But
Well, they're all targeting you. They've all got it out for you, so I wouldn't feel too badly about that. At least you know where your chips are, so you can go back and get them later.
yeah.
Just keep your eye on them. Right, now, Tanya, how are you doing? Yeah, we've only just begun, and some of us have only just finished. Unfortunately, well done to Biddly Bop, who took out one of our guests. You've got that bounty prize, fantastic, and we'll find out who took out Sunny Boy as well. Now, not that you guys aren't as important. It was Bullets, by the way, who took you out. Not that you guys aren't as important, but I'm going to talk to the guest who's actually still in.
Oh, well,
That's all right,
the dentist.
So you guys can just relax
Cut
now.
to the dentist.
Talk to the dentist. So you still okay? How many chips do you have now?
I have probably about 1,000. It just says folded there. Oh no, I've got 1,775.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know what I'm doing here. You know,
It's always those guys.
Yeah.
That's usually a
on the
plus.
form, you asked me to describe my style of play, and it's either erratic or I don't know what I'm doing really. But I seem to be holding on anyway.
Well, that's
Yeah, but
good.
the good thing is, Hap, that if you don't know what you're doing, none of your opponents can, and that's a good thing in poker.
Wonderful.
And it appears to be working.
It's trying to be positive.
Yeah, well, let's get a better idea of exactly how you're playing by looking at one of your hands now. You are in the spotlight. So, Norm, do you want to take us through it?
Well, because you told me you've increased your chip stack, I feel good about this. You're first to act under the gun. That's not the greatest position at the table, but when you only have 775 chips and the blinds are 150 and 300, I think you're shoving them all in. Is that what you did, Doc, or did you just call? You called.
I did go all in at some point. Because
Yes.
I think I was forced to go all in. There was only two options, so I had to do it.
Well, looking behind you, as I am doing now, you're very lucky because two players have ace-9. You have ace-10. That means you have a better kicker. And not only that, but chip and all in with the queen-10 has raised to 800, even though there's a limper behind him. So you might get very well paid off in this pot. Pot size calls. I'd expect pots 07 to call as well, if not raise. It'd be an awkward call from the small blind because he's out of position afterwards on all three streets, and you don't want to play out this game out of position. Good fold for my money there from Potts. Well played. Being out of position is the most terrible thing. When you're out of position, you're first to play every time. That means you're guessing. When you're last to act, you're not guessing. You have information for what your opponents have done in front of you. So obviously, it's going to cost you to go, did you shove them all in or just call?
I probably went all in. As you know, my style is I don't know what I'm doing, so I just hit the button that was there.
Yeah, but you hit the right button that time, my friend, and you are all in, and they're all going to be calling. Obviously, they are. Here we go. What happened on the flop? Nobody got any help at all on the flop. You are still ahead with your ace and 10. Now, quite often, ace 10 and ace 9, if there are high cards on the board, it can be what we call a split pot, because neither kicker plays. You know, if there's a lot of paint on the board, cards that are like king, jack, and queen. But in this case, it's a good flop for you because they're all low cards. That means your ace and 10 are both playing. You've got the best hand at the moment. Let's see if that changed, and if anybody... Oh, no, we've got to see the betting first. There's a side pot between chip and all in and pot size. I can't see that either of them are going to bluff into a dry side pot. That's always a mistake in poker. You're bluffing somebody off the pot who you're not really competing against because they have no chips in that pot. So a check from chip and all in correctly, a check from pot size. They're hoping to hit on the turn. They don't hit on the turn. Once again, nobody's hit anything. You'd expect check, check again here. Chip and all in is thinking check. Pot size, can't see him betting. He checks. Is it going to hold up for you on the river? What are we going to see as your river card? A 4, 2, 4, 5. What an extraordinary board. Nothing on the board, nothing for any of the 3 players. This is a most unusual pot. Your ace plays and your 10 plays. You're going to take this down for 2,800 pot, 25 chips, and that's not a bad pot when you only had 700 before. So you've quadrupled through thanks to the players next year, and that's how it happened. Extraordinary.
Norman, I think you've been probably speaking Greek to me the last 5 minutes or so. I didn't understand a word that you were saying. But
how did you know I'm fluent in many languages? Does it show? Yeah, I know. It's the way. Poker's a game with a lot of slang because it originates from the United States, and we know they're quite good at slang in the USA. They take these North Americans. They take and bend our pure language into something that makes sense to them. But if you're going to play this game at 11, you have to learn all this rubbish, and I'm a bit of a swot, so I have.
We're the poker geeks. That's our job. We love it. We really do. And he's only kidding about the North Americans. Later, anyways. Right, we'll take him out behind and give him what for. Right, now let's take a look at the stats and see how the tournament's looking at the moment.
Yes, well, it's looking like this. It's looking like Kara Scott had 3 guests.
Yes. Hello.
And also, the blinds are up to 3 and 600.
Sun melts the world.